Good morning, dear tutor Yolima. Here, a group compounded by Carlos, Josmay, Laura, and Josmay, and who is talking Constanza. We're going to talk about our research project called How ELT, how gamification can improve motivation in ELT student. Okay, my dear Carlos, you're going to explain a little bit about the mind map.
Um, okay, hi, good morning, dear student. Okay, college. See, one is selecting the material according to the bibliographical preferred and the search question. Step two corresponds to the search for ChatGPT, and the tier receive in the mean map with the those methodology. Chose methodology. Okay, math methodology, qualitative methodology. Um, Okay, it is a study in holistic way, taking into account experience, observation, and the pedagogical practice and studying the phenomena. And uh, mm, collective methodology, this research methods and quantifies and phenomena, collecting data numerically in a statistical way and relating characteristics ECS, objective method and approach, and subjective experience student and teacher regarding um, gamification, semi-structured interviews or focus groups, gamification or how it influences their motivation, emotion, and attitudes, and techniques in-depth interview, the focus groups, participation, observation, techniques, and statistical analysis of data structured interview results, and character ECS is objective method approach. Okay, next.
Okay, but now we have to justify our work. That's why we say that we have to elicit among all those tools and new technology in around, depending on of our students' need to validate this hypothesis. We have to collect, okay, this information and then search and choose the most important or the most appropriate technology for all students. Like for example, in shadowing techniques, using uh, videos, music, or application tools which can imitate the native sounds is going to help us to improve those intonation, methodology, and quality. Even. So now we're going to start talking about our mm, uh, methodology, which is how do you say qualitative and quantitative research. Sorry about this.
Okay, thank you, compañera, partner Constanza. My methodology is qualitative, and qualitative methodology allows for exploring student and teacher experiences and perception in depth. This approach is especially relevant to addressing the research question as it seeks to understand how gamification, especially through musical activities, impacts motivation. And another method is data correction method, connection to the research question by focusing on student perception of modern musical activities. Interviews collect direct evidence on how these activities can increase interest and enjoyment, which is likely to increase motivation in English language learning. And qualitative analysis through thematic coding. This is the identification of themes such as increased student engagement, provides concrete evidence that gamified activities are associated with increased motivation in English language classes. And finally, the combination of qualitative methods, interviews, and thematics analysis provides solid framework for exploring how gamification in the context to teaching English as foreign language can be an effective tool for improving motivation of each student. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. I will tell you about the quantitative part of the research. The quantitative approach of the study focuses on objectively and evaluating the impact of the gamification in the motivation and academic performance of primary school students in Ibagué, Tolima through surveys based on the motivated strategies for learning questionnaire, intrinsic and extrinsic motivation is measured before and after implementing the gamified strategies. Likewise, the result of English assessment carried out at 2 times are analyzed before and after the gamified activities. These data are processed through statistical tools such as appraising student the test to determine in an observed change are statistical significant. For example, an every age increase of 15% in English grades and increase in motivation indices have been preliminary findings that demonstrated the effectiveness of the intervention. And it should be noted that quantitative part of complemented by the qualitative part that my colleague Giovanni tell you about, which creates a mixed design that combines both worlds. The qualitative analysis captures the experience and perception of the participants, while the quantitative analysis validates whether the subject's change translate into objective improvements. Now, my colleague Laura tells you about the evidence.
All right, thank you, classmate. All right, so in order that you guys have been listening to the development of this investigation process, now we have the evidence of the understanding and what comes before that. In order to, there are some key points that we are been able to use in order to design methodology approaches, and these are becoming research instruments. So therefore, they're the creation of the mind map in investigation process and justification that you guys saw, and that is what we implemented, and how we implemented is going to be the following aspects that I mentioned. So through this evidence of the investigation process, we use the ebooks in order to acquire various knowledge of methodology and use the investigation for this piece. We have been able to use the reading of these books in order to take notes and comprehend our ideas based on this investigation in order to relate it to our research prompt, which is very important for our investigation process. Therefore, we also have implemented a resource and platform that has been in order to make a mind map, where we have been writing down notes and organizing the notes in order to find out what is that mixed methodology and how does it incorporate with our investigation process through the quantitative methodology characteristics and techniques, which is very important for us to be able to develop this in a more visual way for our investigation process. And my classmate is also going to tell you about the resource of Zotero in order to be a little bit more complete.
Okay, I agree. Another part of the research process that proved effective was the use of the Zotero resource, which proved invaluable for organizing, seeding, and sharing academic materials such as books, journal articles, websites, and other relevant resources. These tools not only such about journal articles, facilitated the management of bibliographic reference, but also promoted a more orderly, efficient research process. As teacher and training, we recognizing the importance of familiarizing ourselves with various technological platforms that can optimize our research work, ensuring accurate and quality in the collection and analysis of information. In addition, the integration of tools such as Zotero interesting our ability to access and organizing reliable information key to developing solid and well-founded research. Now, my colleague Carlos tells you about the conclusions.
Okay, in conclusion, according to the best way to carry on an analysis and investigation, as well as the design, among other elements of an investigation, the way to show is using the qualitative and quantitative methodology to analyze how positive the application of gamification was in motivation, as well as the use of bibliographic material will help support the investigation. Also, the investigation will resort such as ChatGPT, Sotero, among other ways of organizing search are very significant for the analysis of elements related to the investigation. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, dear classmates. So we, as a future teachers, we're going to have the use of AI, artificial intelligence, in our classes. I don't know, it won't be an easy task to do, but it's a challenge for the future. So it was a pleasure to work in this project because it really helped us to update our knowledge and be uh, aware of all the huge possibilities of conducting our classes and improve our students' motivation through ELA and shadowing techniques. Thank you very much.
Thank you.